excited to be sort of back playing? You've been named.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good pre-season this year after surgery at the end of last year, but timing's worked out really well and I was able to get a full pre-season, so up to pre-Christmas with limited contact, then post-Christmas a full pre-season. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing.
With all the problems you had, do you still trust your body when you're out there? Do you think just waiting for something to go wrong, or do you have full faith?
No, I've got full faith. I never go into a game thinking I'm going to break down. If it does happen, then I'll deal with it then, but other than that, I'm always confident playing and have no issues stepping out on the ground anytime.
Have you done anything different this time in sort of preparing to maybe strengthen certain parts of the body?
Nothing really different. I've spoken to Fifey a little bit about it because he went through the same thing I think a couple of years ago, so he was good to have a guy who's been through it before and hasn't had any issues since. So I spent a little bit of time with him going through a few strengthening exercises, but mostly the strength and conditioning guys get me through.
When did the contact start and when did you start sort of getting a little bit sort of prepared for a game of footy?
Yeah, so pre-Christmas I didn't do a whole lot, it was more just running, but once we got back from Christmas I was able to start my contact work, probably a little bit behind the group, but ever since probably a week after I was back in full training and back to full strength, so I haven't missed anything since.
With respect, you are getting older, so probably not having the contact and just doing the running may help you throughout this season?
Yeah, possibly. It's good to sort of get a fair bit of running in before you start doing some contact drills anyway, just to get a base of fitness and that sort of thing. So it was good to have pre-Christmas to get some run sort of in my legs before I start the contact, but now I'm really confident.
You've been good at putting yourself in harm's way a bit, backing back, taking the mark in front of the forward coming through. Are you going to have to think about that a bit more because it just brings on contact?
No, I haven't actually really had any injuries through that sort of thing, so it's not something that I'll try and change. It's something I'll try and improve as my part of my game and keep getting better at that. So yeah, no changes there.
How painful is it when you pop a shoulder or pop something else and during the we see some blokes try to come back? Is it something that is in your head? I might be able to get back even if something happens during the game, or do you know that if something goes, you're gone for the match?
No, I think you always try and get back. I think it's always you don't want to try and come back if you think it's the wrong thing to do. But last year, the last game, I came back after a shoulder and it was fine. It's just that it happened to sort of dislocate, and it's not overly painful. But once it's back in, it's pretty good really. So I was able to play again, and obviously I wouldn't come back on if I didn't think I could contribute. So obviously thought I could do that, so I came back on.
Just another bloke, Ryan Crowley, obviously running laps. And where's he at the moment with his pre-season?
I'm not entirely sure where he's at completely, but he has been doing a lot of laps, and he is a proven player for us for a long time and a really fit guy. So it won't take him long to get back up to speed. I'm not 100% sure what's actually going wrong with him, but he's looking okay running wise. So I don't think he would be too far away.
Has he got any back soreness that you know of, or any complaints there?
I don't think so, but I can't be 100% sure, so don't quote me on that.
Just on his value to the side, he hasn't missed a game in 3 years. How crucial is he? I mean, we haven't seen him for a while. Is there any doubt that he may not be there round one?
I'm not sure whether he'll be there round one or not, but I'm not 100% sure. But even when he's not actually out training, he's really good for our younger guys coming through. Like you said, he hasn't missed a game for a long time, and he's been a really good performer and a best and fairest at the club. So he's really valuable around the guys who are in the midfield and talking him through some different situations, even when he's not actually out on the field. So yeah, he's really good for us that way.
I think Ross spoke at the season launch about Matty De Boer going in there and tagging a little bit more as well. Is that sort of to cover just in case Ryan isn't there for the early rounds?
Well, I think Ross has said Krause isn't going to be here forever, so it's always good while he's here to be able to talk someone like Matty De Boer through that role if it happens to work out that way. So I'm not entirely sure what the plans are with Matty De Boer this year, so if that happens to be the case, then Krause will be there to help him out.
Won't probably yap as much as Krause or niggle as much, would he, Matty?
I'm not too sure. He's pretty good on the lip, Matty De Boer, and he's a really strong competitor, so he may do if he's learning from Krause.
Nat Fyfe back this week. You would have seen him training in recent weeks and excited about having him back and over the hamstring.
Yeah, absolutely. We, myself, Spide and Fyfe had a session last Saturday to get through, and he looks really good. Obviously, he's put on a bit of weight and looks really strong, and I think he said that he wants to be a more powerful athlete through the midfield, which is pretty hard to imagine because he's pretty good already. But yeah, absolutely looking forward to having him over there.
What was that session? Was it just the three of you that had to get through? Was it like a fitness test to prepare for this week?
Yeah, when the guys played on Thursday, we had the Waffle guys played as well, a game on Saturday. So the rehab, myself, Aaron, Fyfe and Ed Langdon did half as well. It was a little bit of a match sim session, so a bit of running, a bit of contact and some footy as well to just make sure we can start training properly at the start of this week.
And Sandy looking good too?
I think so, yeah. He's looking fit, that's for sure. So I think he'll be okay.
Lockie and Connor Blakely, Lockie well and Connor Blakely both performed well in that practice match on Saturday. Connor only got a small taste of it last week. What are you expecting from them this week?
I think they're both going to keep improving. They're really young and really raw to the system, but after speaking to Connor, he was really happy just to get a go in the NAB Cup and see what it's like, and he said the speed was there and the bigger bodies. He said he really loved it. Would have liked to have a bit more time, obviously, just to enjoy himself and get to playing. But they both performed really well on the Saturday, so keep improving, I think, is what they'll both be doing.
Do you think they're going to be really good players for the club in the future?
I hope so. We sort of look at those young guys and like to see the growth that they can sort of each day and each week and gradually sort of progress. And I don't think Ross or anyone expects miracles from them early, but as long as they keep to improve, and that's all we can want from them.
What was some of the things that came out of the Melbourne game that you might be trying to improve ahead of Sydney this week?
From the game, our intensity I thought was really good. Ross has said that during the week that he thought the intensity was good and the pressure was there, and I think just a little bit being our first game, the skills were a little bit off, and we spent a bit of time this week with some ball movement drills and just getting that sort of right. But I think hopefully if we can take that intensity this week and fix a little bit of our ball movement, we should be in with a good chance.
How much time are you expecting them to play?
I'm not really sure. I'd have to play the whole game, but yeah, that's not up to me either.
You said, obviously much more powerful athlete. He's almost won the Brownlow with Players Association MVP. The prospect of what he could do this year as someone who wants to clearly get better. What do you think about that sort of prospect and what we could see from him?
I think he can definitely improve. He said himself that he's not the perfect player, and he's looking to sort of improve his forward work a little bit and improve his marking, which is a strength of his already, but to become a more powerful athlete in the midfield and a leader now in the group. He's a leadership member now, and to pass on his knowledge that he's sort of gained in a short amount of time, I think will improve his game as well, and that explosiveness, if it gets going, will be really impressive.
Have you seen Mick Barlow this week? Obviously rolled his ankle last week. Is it not too serious?
I don't think it's too bad. I've definitely heard him. He speaks a lot around the club, and I have seen him doing bits and pieces in the rehab room, so hopefully he's not too far away, but yeah, he's in good spirits, like always.
Taverner not in the squad. What's the situation with him?
I'm not really sure. I haven't actually seen the squad, so you're telling me that for the first time.
Did pick up anything though against Melbourne that you know?
I don't think so, no. I think he's alright.